Hey guys, this is an explanation of notes and how to write them out. We're kind of in the process of starting to write out our own stuff to put over the top of movie clips and things like that. So we need to understand how to write notes out and things like that. There's my foot. Hello. So music is broken up into little chunks called measures. And all music is like this. It doesn't matter what genre you're listening to, it can all be written out. And so a measure is just a little chunk. Like right now I'm writing in bar lines. This is just separating these measures. This is a measure, this is a measure, this is a measure, this is a measure. And then what happens is, notes fit within them. So here's my notes, la la la, here's a little rest, cool, good job. So I wanted you to understand what a measure was. Usually, the music that we listen to, I shouldn't say usually, but a lot of the time, it is in what they call 4/4, a 4/4 time signature, and that means there's 4 beats in every measure. So when we're writing out notes, we need to make sure that they equal, every measure has exactly 4 beats, whether it's 4 beats of notes, 4 beats of a combination of notes and rest, things like that. So notes are just telling musicians, where are they at, how long to hold something for. It's not telling us what actual pitch yet. That's when the staff thing comes in. But the notes themselves are just telling us how long to hold something, or how long to not hold them. Like, that's what a rest is. So, like right here, this is called a whole note. This is called a whole rest. They get 4 beats. So if this is my tempo, you would hold a whole note this long. Ta, either you're singing or playing or whatever. This down here, this is a quarter note, and it gets 1 beat, and this is a quarter rest right here. So quarter notes would go ta, 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 ta. You only hold them for the 1 beat. This half note and half rest, they go for 2 beats. So here's half notes. Here's my speed. Ta, ta, ta. See how I'm holding them for 2 beats? And then like an 8th note or an 8th rest, they only get half a beat. So like here is a bunch of 8th notes. Ta, 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 ta. See how 2 8th notes fit within 1 beat. So this is just telling you how long to hold stuff, and you know, or how long to not. Because with rests, you don't play anything, but you would still. So like here's an example. Here's a half note and a half rest side by side. At this speed, here we go. Ta. See, I held this for 2 and this for 2. So yeah, that's what the note values are. That's how long you hold something for. Then they start putting it on the staff. This is just telling you what actual note to play on a piano or a guitar or whatever. So these are all just whole notes. They just did that for the sake of space. So yeah, like what you're probably going to be working in mostly, I'm guessing, will be treble clef, which just means it's the right hand. So if you see a note on this line, that's an E, and that lets you know on the piano keyboard you're going to play an E. And then depending on what the note is, that's how long you're going to play it for. So just basic rhythmic dictation without any kind of pitches. One of your assignments is to just make 8 measures of a rhythm. So what I did is I'm just going to grab, and you could do this on paper, you could do this on an iPad, whatever. I'm going to, let's see. Erase this bad boy right here. Okay, so I'm going to start, and you have to use, there's a certain amount of like different symbols you have to look. It'll be in D2L. But, so I'm going to make my first measure And there's my first measure. It's a total of 4 beats. This is a beat, this is a beat, and this is 2 beats for a total of 4 beats. Cool. I'm going to put a little bar line to divide it. Next one. I'm going to put a quarter rest, and then I'm going to put 2 eighth notes, and then a quarter note. And I'm going to make my little bar line. So here's a beat, here's half, and here's a beat. So that equals 4. See, they all have to equal 4 for this particular assignment. This is just the time signature right here. That's all that is. And then for my next measure, I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to draw a whole note. Guess what? That got 4 beats. Next measure, I'm going to draw, so on and so forth. So you're going to do that for 8 measures. So 8 measures of just a rhythm separated by bar lines, making sure that each one equals 4 beats. That's kind of the hard part. Now, the second part of the assignment, or I guess there's another assignment in D2L waiting for you, is going to be to, is going to be to actually make a melody. So it's going to be the same thing. It's got to be 8 measures of a melody, but we're going to actually draw it on the staff. So I like to start on C, so I have to draw this. Oops, got to edit it. I'm going to have to draw in a little line down here because C is actually not on the staff. Okay, see if I can not screw this up here. So here's going to be a quarter note. That's my C. The next space right there, that's a D. There's an E. And now an F. That all equals 4 beats. And I'm going to move on to the next measure. Now I'm going to put, because I think you have to use, a certain amount. I think it's like 4 different notes or rests. You can look in D2L to see what it is for sure. But now I'm going to put a whole note right there because I'm being lazy. And now, so now I have 2 measures. There's 4 beats here, 4 beats there. And then, let's see, next measure I'm going to do, I'm only going to go up to G. You could go further, but just to make it easier, because I'm going to have to play this eventually. Now put a quarter rest, and then a half rest. And that equaled 4. Half, 1, and then 2. So that was a total of 4. So yeah, that's that portion. Eventually, we're gonna play this. So you'll have to take and you'll have to, essentially see, okay, what notes did I write on here, and then look at the keyboard and play them in GarageBand or whatever it is that you choose to use. When you're first starting out, I'm okay. You might need to label this stuff. You might need to go through and go, okay, this was C. Here, I'll do it in a different color. C, D, E, F, G, 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 rest, rest. Just when you're playing to make it easier, because let's face it, you probably don't have all this memorized. That's why when you're doing this, knowing that you're going to have to play it eventually, I wouldn't make it too crazy. I would just fulfill the minimum requirements. And then, yeah, later if you need to go on here and label things, let me know. So that is a rundown of the rhythm stuff. Oops, what am I doing? Okay, thanks a bunch.